Welcome back. This is Doug and Cindy with Help Me Help Mama 5cast. Thanks for joining today. And today we're talking about how to care for a declining parent at Journey Stop 1. And we're talking about this today. We got a long email, which we love long emails, from Amanda. Thank you for that, Amanda. And I'll just read a very little bit of it. She's trying to explain to her caregivers, the people that's helping her with her mom. They say they're wanting to understand the level of assistance my mom needs in addition to what I'm personally providing while at home with 3 small children. So she's got her hands full.
She does.
I've often thought back to a part of your bio that was incredibly validating for me. Thank you, Amanda. And I thought it would be so helpful for others to see that I have not gone through caring full-time at home for a parent or loved one, but she was looking for this particular information, which is what we're going to be covering today. And she said, thinks it was Cindy explaining the stages of care her mom needed at home, including Cindy dropping by morning and evening and eventually staying there at night. Could you guys please direct me to that information again? So, Amanda, you ask and we'll deliver. So today we're going to cover Amanda's question, and this is along the Caregiver Journey, the Journey Stops, and we're going to talk about that, and more particularly Journey Stop 1, which is mom's just starting to decline, needs some assistance, and Cindy's got pulled up the Journey Stop checklist. So let's go over some of that today. And since Amanda particularly referenced it when you first started stopping to help your mom, when you first noticed her decline.
Okay. So, Amanda, here's what you asked for. These are the 4 journey stops. At journey stop number 1 is when I spent 1 to 3 hours with mom, a little bit in the morning and a little bit in the evening. And I was just checking to make sure, she was eating good and she was taking her medicines and she was okay. Then she progressed as her health declined a little bit to where she was at journey stop number 2, and I spent anywhere between 3 to 6 hours a day, depending upon how she felt and what type of care or assistance she needed. Eventually, she progressed to the point where she needed journey stop number 3 help, which is 24 hours a day, full time. Okay, she never got to what we call journey stop number 4, which was the nursing home. She stayed at home until the point where she entered the hospital and we lost her. So there are different things that you need to do at each journey stop, especially if you're a distant caregiver. First thing is a family assessment. You want to tell them about a family assessment?
Yes, and we have questions. Amanda's there locally with her mom. She's just really busy. She's got 3 kids at home and trying to care for her mom and her job and everything else going on. And that's actually the typical situation. People just, not that they don't love their mom or want to be with them, it's just kind of physically impossible to be in 2 places at once. And you've got maybe a 40-hour-a-week job, plus you're at mom's, say 5 hours a day, that's 35 hours a week, so that's kind of like 2 full-time jobs. So if you're there, the first thing you want to do is make every lick count. So a place you start is an assessment. Obviously, you want a medical doctor to do a professional medical assessment, but sometimes if you book an appointment with a gerontologist or something, it may be several months off. You also book an appointment with a primary care physician, and the family also does a family assessment where they look at some practical things that, where is to see if you can isolate exactly where mom needs assistance. And one way to do it is to think about how it was a year ago versus how it is now, or how it was a month ago in some cases where mom's health is changing rapidly, to how it is now.
So you're looking at things like, is she taking her medicine? Can she still drive? Does she buy groceries, prepare meals? Is she still keeping the house clean?
Well, let's just talk about that a minute. So, like, prepare meals. So you're not looking at, is mom a world-class chef? You're just looking at how was mom doing it like 6 months ago versus today? Was she able 6 months ago to, to get food out of the fridge or the pantry and prepare some sort of a meal? And if she's struggling with that today, well, that's a clue. That might be an area where mom needs some assistance. Or
Right.
taking her meds. Maybe, a
Yes,
couple of
taking her
months ago,
medications.
she was taking her meds regularly, wasn't a problem. And today, she can or won't take her medications unless someone's there to say, okay, mom, need to take medication. And you might have even gone through a stage, you've got the little electronic medication reminder that beep, when it's time to take your medicine, and maybe that worked for a while and it's not working anymore. So you can look at several of these specific areas that Cindy mentioned to see where she needs assistance.
Right. And then look around the house. You need to inspect the safety issues around the house. Are there steps that might cause her to fall? Is there sharp furniture that she might fall onto and get a big gash? Are there loose rugs? So doing a safety assessment of the house and make it senior friendly. I would do a family meeting. If you have siblings, you're going to need help at some point. So I would get the family involved, and anybody that can offer help, whether it's even from a distance where they can do research and help you find in-home non-medical caregivers, or if they can manage the finances and you manage the day-to-day care for mom. Get as many of the family members involved as you possibly can.
And we're writing a whole book about that ought to be out within the next month or two, so stay tuned for information on that. There's a lot to all of that process, but the assessments part of it, the family assessment, the medical assessment, the home assessment, you want to check out the home. If mom's lived there for years, a lot of things that you're just used to seeing, you may just look over. But is there a throw rug she'd trip on? Is there a coffee table with sharp edges that we've had clients recently that have fallen and hit their head? And you can hurt yourself pretty severely, and some of them have.
And break a hip, break a shoulder.
And so things like that, is the home functionally safe for mom to continue to live there, even if she does have assistance, because they can't be holding on to her 24/7, and if she falls, is there some fall hazards there?
The next thing you need to look at is money. If you're going to bring in-home non-medical caregivers to help supplement the care that you can provide, it's going to cost money. Around here, it's $18.50 to $25 an hour. So you'll need to schedule that and determine how much help she can afford. If she can't afford it, can any of the other siblings contribute to that? Another thing is medical insurance. Does she have Medicare Part A and B and a good Medicare supplement, as well as a drug plan? I know we're throwing a lot at you, and we're probably over our time for this 5cast.
So why don't we break this into another one?
Okay.
And we'll talk about for busy family caregivers or remote family caregivers. If you live 5 states away from mom, that adds yet another complicating factor. You're not there and can't be there. So we'll talk about that a little bit in the next video. And if we can, Matt, can we put a link down here under it for like a checklist or so? We'll put a link under this for what Cindy was going over, the Journey Stop checklist, for you to download and have that available. So that ought to be helpful. So
sounds great.
Thanks for watching. Have a great day and a great week, and thank you for your efforts with your parent.
And thank you for being a caregiver for your loved one. You're making a huge difference in their life.
If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this, click on the subscribe button to subscribe to this channel, and click on that little notification bell to be notified the next time we do a video.
And if you want to interact with us, check out the description below and leave us a comment and let us know what legal or caregiver topics you'd like to hear about.